Today I'm going to show you what you get between 700,000 and 900,000 across the Yakima Valley. Right now I'm sitting in one of Yakima's most favorite homes. It's about 100 years old and it's in the historic district. A home like this is going to be in the mid 700,000. It is enormous. You get a bunch of square footage, and all the homes in the historic area have really large lots. It's extremely desirable, and the resale value is really good. But the truth is, at this price point, you can pick anything across town. You could be on the west side of town. Well, we'll be looking at another home there, and it's going to have a pool. It's going to be a lot newer, lesser square footage, probably a three-car garage. Everyone wants that, right? And maybe even an RV pad. A lot of those homes will have views as well. But know that as we go across the valley and look at these different areas, they all offer something different. You truly get to pick. Do I want big on a big lot and old, or do I want something more new and contemporary and possibly with a view? If we were to go to the northeast to a community called Selah, you could buy a ranch property out there just under 900,000. Maybe it's got 10 acres. It's a smaller home, but an amazing barn or something like that. Or we can go further east to an area called Terrace Heights. And up there, it's on a hill. The views are amazing, but the homes out there are also quite old, mostly from the 1950s. But you get a big lot, incredible views, and you're going to have a home that's got a lot of rooms. Like it's that style of home as compared to a newer contemporary home in this same price point. So as we go across the valley, I'm hoping to give you some good examples, but know that you get to pick what you want. Here are some things to consider. When we're in town looking at an older home, you're going to have all city utilities, which means likely to include irrigation water. And as you know, water is gold on the entire West Coast, and it certainly is here in the Yakima Valley. So to irrigate or to water your yard with a sprinkler system, it's not potable water. It's very inexpensive. It's included in your monthly utility. But as you go west, as I was describing, you're going to look at a property out that way, or northeast towards Selah, or to the direct east of where we are right now in Terrace Heights. A lot of those homes may either be on a well or on a private water system. In the event they're on a private water system, your bill's going to be pretty pricey. I have a great example. My home is on the west side of town. First year, I'm on a half-acre lot in a neighborhood. I love my home. My water bill was $800 in 1 month. I about passed out, right? Guess what I did? I tore out all the landscaping. My poor sellers, I can't imagine when they drove by, literally almost 20 trees, a bunch of arborvitae. I just tore it all out, and it's a bunch of rock because the price of water is way too high. It's hot here in the summertime, so we are running our sprinkler system a lot. That's something for you to consider. In each of those three areas, West Valley, Selah, and Terrace Heights, you might also be on a well. And what that means is it's really inexpensive out there. So go crazy. Find the home with the big acreage and so forth because the cost to irrigate it is so reasonable. You're really just paying for power. So when you're considering a home in this price point, one, of course, it's going to be the style that you're looking for and the features that you're wanting. I want you to consider the overall cost. Property taxes on the west side of town are going to be higher. In fact, you're paying for a lot of beautiful new schools out there. So there's a levy on our property taxes, which would be about from 40th all the way west out to the hills. I believe it's just about 1.8%. So it's a little bit more expensive than if you're in the city proper or in the city limits. Then as you move out to Selah to the northeast, their property taxes are typically lower. I believe they're on the tail end of a school levy. Again, they have beautiful new schools out there. Same out in Terrace Heights. They got a brand new high school and middle school out there and one elementary school that got completely done. Again, I believe those levies are coming off. These are all things to consider. One other important point I wanted to make too was this EMT or emergency service tax that we do have now. It's very inexpensive, but it is based on the value of your property and it is a percentage. I think on my home, which is right around the same price point, I pay under $50 a year for this service. This is for new fire trucks, fire stations, and EMT services, so emergency vehicles and so forth. I'm happy to pay it. I'm happy to pay the school levies as well. Our schools were old. Our high school was falling down. So it is money well invested and well managed. So what does it cost to really run one of these bad boys? If we're in this price point, we talk about the property taxes, but it's not only that. Your monthly payment is going to be right around $5,400 to $6,000 a month, also depending on what today's rate is and how much money you put down. But in addition to that, to heating and cooling a home like that, you could estimate with Pacific Power, your power bill in the summer, which is running your air conditioning, is going to run around $200 to $250 a month. In the event that you are heating with gas, then your bill is going to be high in the wintertime. A home with this sort of square footage at this price point, which is going to be north of 3,000 square feet, you could anticipate $300 to $500 a month with a gas furnace. Sounds like a lot of money, and that's because Cascade Gas raised their rates this year, so all of us are, it's expensive. I've certainly dropped my house temperature down to like 66 degrees this winter just to offset this new expense. I just want you to know what it's going to cost. We've talked about the water, so if you're in the city, very inexpensive water. As you move west, you're in a private water district. It's expensive. It's called Nob Hill Water. They bill bi-monthly, but you could anticipate easily paying $80 to $160 a month or more, depending if you're watering a gorgeous garden with that water. And other things to consider are sewer. So all of us are flat rate with sewer. It's just meter. And then when it comes to trash, same thing. We only have one trash service across the valley. It's called Yakima Waste. And depending on the size of your can, you can estimate between $20 a month up to $60. And we do offer recycling, which is picked up every other week, and that's just under $20 for a small can. So look at the entire package of what does it really cost for me to operate a home of this size and at this price range. This is really entering into the luxury product in Yakima. You're going to see an updated kitchen, updated bathrooms, beautiful flooring. Those improvements have been made, and or if you're buying new construction, which you can get at this price point, it will be beautiful. So know that there's a lot of value in the finishes that you're going to get. It's important too to look, are you going to be in the country or not? Because then you're going to have different features and amenities. The biggest one is going to be privacy for sure and space all around you. But that also means that you're going to have to drive into town. And when I say drive into town, it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes on a bad day. Really, we have so little traffic here. Don't tell the Californians. It's really fantastic. So know that country living is really not deep country living here. We are a valley. It's easy to get around. But the other thing to consider when you're in this price point, up on some hills called Scenic and down in the valley into Terrace Heights and so forth, those homes have amenities that are within 5 minutes, and many of them, honestly, walking distance to the grocery store. So when I say amenities, I'm talking grocery store, dry cleaner, your favorite pizza joint, some restaurants, tire shop, gas station, any of those amenities. There are groupings of them across the valley to make it really easy for you to have access to. For a deeper dive into each one of the areas I just described, I've done a series of videos. They're popping up over here. Just click on those and they'll give you a better explanation about what's going on in each one of those communities. And if you want more great content about what it's like to live in the Yakima Valley, please be sure to like and subscribe.